This is Christina Feliciano with Feliciano and Friends. Today we have Chip Davis, who does the Flounder Pounder every single year, which is a big fishing tournament, which is a nonprofit for autism that we're going to discuss. And he's also owns Dick's Wings on Beach Boulevard and is a respiratory therapist. So welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Nice to be here.
So what inspired the Flounder Pounder?
Well, the Flounder Pounder is all the money's raised goes to the Jacksonville School for Autism. So my son, my only child, was diagnosed with autism in 2008.
Okay.
And so his mother and I we were determined not to put him in public school, so we were looking for a private school. And so we came across the Jacksonville School for Autism in 2010, and then we were told that part of the curriculum at the school, since it's a private, is parent fundraising. And then that's when I said I'm not going to sell cookies. And I was a big fisher. I've been a big fisherman in town my whole life. And so then I said I want to do a fishing tournament, and then the director of the school kind of scoffed at me because she probably never even realized what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys that started Salt Life helped me start this tournament. He had a tattoo on his arm. And I'd already there's all like redfish tournaments and stuff, and no one's ever done a flounder fishing tournament in Jacksonville. Okay. So I wanted to be the first one. So I did it, and I named it the Flounder Pounder. Now it's a registered trademark.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, everyone knows about it. When everyone's like, I know about the Flounder
Pounder. It's like, I've not only raised a lot of money, but I built a brand. I did it organically. I grew it just from a great cause and pounding the pavement, and now we're going into my 16th annual.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's a great cause. So
what makes this different than other fishing tournaments?
Well, I'm a front man. You got to have a front man. So you're any kind of, if you have a tournament and stuff like that, people are led by are following the leader. And not only am I the director, I'm also the MC of the event.
Yeah.
I was showing you pictures before we went on, how I like to go around. Like if somebody sponsors the tournament, then if they like to, if they don't, it's an option. Do you want me to come out to your business, do a little social media ad for you, stuff like that. And I believe, number one, the cause, because I'm affected by it personally.
Yeah.
So that drives me harder than most people. Some people will do a fishing tournament, but they might not be directly affected. Well, since my son is 20 years old and he's affected by autism, I like to really get out and so right now I'm at $1.5 million raised.
That's amazing.
So this is my 16th year. So I just went over $100,000 for the 7th straight year.
Awesome.
All on the backs of small businesses. It all goes to the school.
That's great.
Yeah, because they're the nonprofit. I'm not a nonprofit. So when I go to pick up the checks, I make sure nobody writes me the check.
Yeah.
So it's given to the school, which in turn they'll get a tax write-off.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of transparency.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the rules of the tournament?
Well, the rules of the tournament are, you can have up to 6 people in the boat, and we have a women's division and juniors. So you can have 2 ladies and 2 juniors. That will count as your total 6. It's $250 entry per boat, and the captain's meeting. We do everything out of Palm Valley Outdoors now.
Okay.
And so we average about 100, 150 boats. Last year, Hurricane Milton was coming across the state, and it pushed. I usually do my captain's meeting on Thursday, and then I go and do my tournament on Saturday. But last year I didn't get a break because Milton pushed down everything, and so I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So by the 3rd day, I was pretty much hoarse. My voice was gone.
Yeah.
But it's it's pretty simple. You can go to flounderpounderjacks.com. That's where all my rules are, and it's very simple. It's 3 heaviest fish wins.
Okay.
$10,000. Yeah, it's the heaviest of 3. You don't have to have all 3, but you can weigh up to 3 fish, which have to be legal. They got to be 14 inches or great. They can't be below 14, and then you'll win the trophy I showed you, which is one of the best trophies that I believe is the best trophy in Jacksonville. And I bumped it up to $10,000 this year.
That's nice.
So it's $10,000, and then we do play down 10 places, and we have a ladies division, which is a beautiful trophy, and then we have the top 3 junior anglers. So.
Okay, and what do the ladies win in the?
The ladies win. They get $500. I know we're kind of offset there a little bit. I don't, but they get a beautiful trophy that my buddy made.
What if the ladies want to pay in the men's
division?
No,
that's the difference between mine. You're either like if the lady's gonna want to weigh the fish into the general, then she can't do both because. Sometimes
they have the opportunity.
But sometimes if you let people drop the fish into the ladies and turn around and put it into the general, then who's to say that she didn't really catch it? So sometimes, and that's what happens with these kingfish tournaments. They'll allow the ladies' fish to come right back into the general, which I'm like, did she really catch that 45-pound kingfish?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to sweep all the divisions? So you can. It's something to think about. Like I said I've been fishing tournaments since 2000.
No, I understand.
So it's just a little bit. So a lot of times, if the lady does catch a really big one and she wants to be a part of the 3 fish aggregate, then she can opt to not weigh in the ladies and weigh into that and win $10,000. So it really they have to make up their mind before they come to the scale.
Yeah. But at least they have that opportunity.
They have the opportunity, right? But I don't let them win. Like you can't take that 8-pound fish that you weighed into the ladies because the ladies is just 1 fish. The general is 3.
Got it.
So if they have an 8-pounder, but they want to go ahead and drop that 8-pounder into that general, then I'm like, you got to pick and choose which one it's going to be. And then the ladies are great anglers.
Yeah.
But you always see the fishing is kind of, if the fishing's tough and not one lady just comes up with a 7 or 8 pounder, the weights are kind of close. That kind of lets you know that they are trying hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's not a woman's sport. No, don't get me wrong. But, flounder fishing is not easy. It's, so the ladies are really busting their rear ends to do it.
No, that makes sense.
And the same with the juniors. And the junior anglers, I don't let the dad, let's just let junior win, Timmy win the junior annual, get ours. I said, no, that ain't how it works.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of clarity in my tournament. I run the show. It's my way or the highway.
Win?
They win. They got a really nice trophy, a big medal, and stuff like that. So, and that's what junior angling is probably one of my fun, the funnest part.
I bet.
See, and then last year the kid brought his dog at stage. Because see, the weigh-in is my least amount of favorite of the whole tournament because that's work.
Yeah.
So the captain's meeting is a lot of fun because that's one big party.
Yeah.
The awards are when I get to come back out there and not have to do a weigh-in anymore.
Yeah.
And I come out there and we have all the awards set up. So I get to call each individual up for the award. And last year the winner was, he brought his dog with him. And it was an emotional thing, He's like, he's up there holding on to his dog, and we're all like, oh, come on, And then last year was the year that I raised $203,000 last year.
Awesome.
And so it was like, I kept the streak going where I beat what I raised the year before, but I don't think that'll beat this year. But the problem is I set the bar too high. Maybe if I didn't raise so much money, I could eclipse what I did the year before.
Yeah.
So I think I'll get 175, 180.
That's still good.
Yeah, it's still a good chunk. And it's,
good.
The economy's a little rough right now for some people.
Even though I'm in business. And
and I'm a business owner too. It's been a harder year, and I've generated a lot of new sponsors.
Well, that's
so I have a lot of new first-time sponsors that come on. So I'm really happy about that.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't want to keep banging on the same people every year.
Yeah. And then how does the local fishing community respond?
They love it.
Yeah.
We're voted #1 tournament in the 904 constantly.
That's awesome.
And like I said, I believe it's just because of the cause. And I tell people this is not just a fishing tournament; it's a festival.
Yeah.
We're not like you can easily come out there. It's right down the street. So you're not just. So I set it all up like a festival. I got 10 by 10 tents.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just not like you're standing around a bunch of guys going, "Hey, what are they winning?" You got the bar down there. You've been to PBO.
Yeah.
They'll be down there, don't even know what's going on. Like, what's going on at the other end? I was like, there's a tournament now. They're like, oh, great, have fun. And they're at the bar bellied up,
Yeah.
So it's, and then Paul Rohan, who owns PBO, Palm Valley Outdoors, is a really, really good friend of mine.
That's awesome.
And so it makes it so much simpler for me to know that I can do whatever I kind of set it all up without being restrained by other people.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the biggest fish that's ever been caught?
The largest flounder caught has been 10.51, so that's single fish. So he weighed 10 pounds.
Wow.
And so the heaviest 3 fish aggregate is 24 pounds.
Okay.
And so last year, to give you that some perspective, last year's winner was 15 pounds with 3 fish. 24 is the record.
Okay.
So he's almost 3. So he was 9 pounds away. He said, so look at the difference. That was a heck of a day. Yeah. So.
So it's right there. So you guys fish on the intercoastal?
Yeah, rocks and docks like Mayport. Flounder are structure oriented. They like any kind of broken down docks and rocks and all that. And there's no boundaries. And you can leave at any ramp that you like. You just got to come in by boat. So let's say if somebody wanted to put in down at Jack's Beach, at Beach Boulevard, they can launch there, but they're going to have to come weigh in by boat. You can't pull the boat out and come to the weigh-in. I just feel like if the boat gets out of the water, then things can happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can't travel by boat, by car to the weigh-in.
I understand.
You got to come in by boat. And
can't go buy a flounder.
Well, you don't, when you pull the boat out of the water, things can happen. You know, and then also there's a 2-pound penalty for a dead fish.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to be alive. So.
That's good.
I mean, hey, when you're putting $10,000 out there in the best trophy jazz, you gotta. You got to watch some people. No,
I get it. Like, the dead fish already, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't tolerate dead fish. And that way, if they caught them on Thursday, they're going to try to weigh them in on Saturday. I'm like, what the hell is this? So we don't have any problems.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like I said, I come from a tournament background. I won a lot of fishing tournaments in town. So when I decided to become a director of a tournament, I was going to make sure the rules that I was going to follow were the ones that I knew were the most, were fair and you can compete.
No, that makes sense.
Nobody wants to get beat by a cheater.
Right.
And I do hold the right to do a polygraph if I feel like there's some suspicion. Hey, there's some, I could polygraph you. It's in the bylaws if I feel like.
Oh, do you really have a polygraph there?
I can polygraph you.
Okay.
So let's say if somebody protests that they saw so and so cheating or something like that, if they want to put up the $500 for a protest, then I'll go pull out the lady that does the lie detector who used to do it for the FBI. She's pretty scary. I mean, because I don't do it. It just holds over their heads. You want everybody to maintain, because a lot of these guys that fish really hard, they don't want to be knocked out by somebody that cheated. Yeah. And cheating is prevalent. I mean, you'd be surprised. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, the guys were putting weights in the fish up up north.
No.
Yeah, they were winning. They won over $300,000 in the whole year.
Goodness.
So everybody was weighing these lighter fish, and they were walleye. So walleye is a fish that comes
I'm
up
familiar
north.
with walleyes. Yeah.
So they were stuffing weights, and so they got so greedy that they couldn't just win by a mere couple ounces. They wanted to win, and so somebody checked the belly of the fish. They got arrested. They got sentenced. They had to pay restitution. Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things. If it can be done, if there's a will, there's a way. And then, so I just tell people, if you get caught cheating in my tournament, you probably won't survive Jacksonville much longer. You're probably going to move. I mean, you're gonna have a whole posse of people coming after you. You know, a lot of people that are hey, cheaters. You know, you see them running. So we don't want to talk about that. Last year's winning weight. Last year, the guy that won it last year, Andrew Virtuoso, I think, or something, with the guy called me Andrew V. He's been trying to win my tournament for 12 years. So
that was cool.
So he won it for the first time. He got the monkey off his back. So there's a lot of 2-time winners, but there's never been a 3-peat.
Okay.
So there's a few of them that are trying.
You said Danny's won before?
Danny's won twice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Danny's won twice.
This year?
Yeah, he's fishing with a guy that's won one, so they got 3 titles between them.
I want to go on their boat.
Yeah, Danny's a man. It's such a, and you know what? And talk about Danny Hall, he wins with class.
Yeah.
You know, there's ways to win. Some people don't need to learn how to lose with class. You know, everybody needs to win with class.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to lose with class. They're always pointing the finger.
Yeah, no, Danny's a good guy. He's a good friend. So, are you? I have this as a question on?
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
How does conservation play a role?
Well, I mean, I don't keep the fish. I let the people keep them. I mean, it's not catch and release, but it is alive, so they're alive. You know, they have to be alive. So if people do decide to release them, they can leave them, let them go.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a dead fish tournament. So, in the conservation, they do close flounders now. They close it from October 15th until December 1st. So you can't even. So I had to move my tournament back.
Oh, to make sure that you can get.
No, just for conservation.
For conservation.
Yeah, so they close it. So the season's closed from October 15th.
No, I didn't know that.
And so I used to do my tournament the week before the Florida Georgia game, but that was the 3rd week. So now I have to do it the last Saturday in October before the closure, because you go into December, it's too close to the holidays. Nobody wants to wait all the way. I don't want to wait that long to do my tournament.
Yeah, no,
Let's do it in October. Now
That's a good time to do it.
Now I'm getting chased by hurricanes.
I know.
It's been very quiet so far.
Are there any
No, they're not. But if they could blow up and be, Milton kind of spooked me last year, but we've been blessed. We've really been blessed with great weather. I mean, Mother Nature is always the X factor. Yeah. I cannot predict what she's going to bring upon us. But last year we had 3 days of Chamber of Commerce weather. It was high 70 and low 50 for 3 straight days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Come on, Mother Nature.
Yeah. So what's the most memorable moment of the
Flounder Pounder? That's
a
good one. Well, the most memorable moment, probably the first time I broke $100,000.
Yeah.
I started the first year I did $16,000, and I was like, wow, that's and then I remember the first year I did $25,000. So you figure, when you look how far I've accelerated just in the last 7 years, I went from $15,000 to $25,000 to $30,000 to $55,000 to like $65,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
And now it's gone for like $170,000, $180,000, $190,000, $203,000. So.
Awesome.
So I think if you build it the correct way, they'll come. Michelle Dunham is a director at the JSA, and she started the school in 2004. Okay. She actually has her bachelor's from the University of Florida. She was a cheerleader there.
Oh, okay.
So she walked away from a 6-figure job as selling pharmaceuticals to start the school.
Okay.
And so every time I started fundraising, and I'd go in there, and she has a golf tournament, and they do it in the spring, because I'm not the only fundraiser by any means. And she always raised $85,000. I'm like, how are you raising $85,000? Well, now I put the golf tournaments in my rearview mirror. They're catching me now. I walked it down, but it was always a goal of mine. I want to beat that golf tournament, because they always remain constant. They never really grew.
Yeah.
So they'd remain always 80, 85, 80, 80. So I was just
bad.
Right. Well, and then I was, and every year I was getting bigger and bigger, because I was creating a really good. I have a formula of doing it the correct way, and not letting your sponsors down, and not embarrassing them, and doing it the right way. And that's how I feel I've grown it the way that, to raise the type of money I'm raising. We run it very professional.
That's
like good. The school handles all the emails, and since we have everybody that sponsors, like if you sponsored, you'd get a very nice email back. So we run it professionally.
That's really nice.
You can't raise this kind of money and not keep it at that kind of standard.
No, that's for sure. And even if you can raise that type of money, you can't consistently continue.
And that's why I said, if I don't break the $200,000 this year, which I don't believe I will, I'm okay with it.
No, but you did it great. I mean, 175 is that's.
That's what I'm projected. Things can change. We'll see, but that's because I always do a projection in my head. I'm kind of like, who do I need to go see? What do I have left? and then we'll raise this. So we'll know. I'll release the final amount on awards. So we'll take in all the money, how much money we raise, because you'll have a gross, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the net is not going to be shown. We're going to show you the gross. And so, because there's always expenses, so we don't want to take that out. I want to let people know I raised this much. Now, did the school get that much? No, they got a net because there's expenses. But I'm not going to. You're not going to steal my thunder by taking out the net. Yeah. You know. So, and you know, and also having my son up there with me now. He's out there a lot.
Really cool.
Yeah. Last year.
Fish?
He you know, he's full blown on the spectrum. He's not Asperger's. He's definitely on the spectrum.
Yeah.
He likes to watch dad fish. You know, he's okay to get in the boat with me, just me and him. And, you know, I don't know if you've seen him, but they do a lot of stimming. You know, it's just sensory overload.
Yeah.
But he's come a long way. He's 20 years old now.
Yeah.
He'll be there.
Okay.
He has the same shirt as this one. I mean, him. So these are custom made jerseys. I only have 2 made each year, one for me, one for him.
That's nice.
And so I'll have it. He'll have it, and you know, there'll be a few tears shed. There was always are, because I'm emotionally invested to it. You know what I mean? So when people when you're just crying emotions, you know, and it's overwhelming sometimes.
No, that's really special.
There was a time when I couldn't talk about this tournament and my son without getting emotional. Yeah. You know, because it really does. It's a part of my life. So I don't.
Does he live with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, well, he lives with mom.
Okay.
We're separated, but we're still.
Yeah.
But he's number one in our lives.
Yeah.
So he comes with daddy. You know, he's like, you know, but now he's a grown man.
Yeah.
But he'll get on there when we get done filming. I'll show you a couple clips where he's like Flounder Pounder. You know, he's got the microphone. And are you familiar with Below Deck on Bravo TV?
I know what it is. Yeah.
Do you know who Captain Sandy is?
I'm sure she's.
Do you know who she is? She's one of the captains on the Below Deck, and her sister is Michelle, the director of our school.
Oh,
so
very
Captain
cool.
Sandy is a Bravo superstar. So she came to our awards last year.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so she showed up and she was there. So it was like, oh my God, Captain Sandy's here, you know, because I mean, some people know her. But she was there, and she actually built a house in Nocatee.
Oh, okay, very cool.
So her 12 seasons coming on starts in like 2 weeks.
So she's there seasonally in Nocatee?
She's there, because they filmed the year before, so she filmed what's about to come now in the fall of 2024.
Okay.
So now it's going to come out, and her new season starts. I think it's next week. It comes on.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah, she's really cool, Captain Sandy,
really cool.
and her, like I said, her sister is Michelle.
Okay.
So, and her showing up last year kind of gave me a little bit of a celebrity, gave me a little status.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, because she's a full blown when Michelle.
Bravo,
when Michelle goes to it with her sister, they go to Vegas for the Bravo.
The Bravothon thing.
She says she has to have at least 10 bodyguards everywhere she goes. So she, But for me, I've known her for years, and she's gone on TV with us and things like that.
Super cool. I like
have a little, it's not bad to have a little celebrity status out there,
Yeah.
She didn't take the microphone from me. I'm still the MC, but she got on stage with us. She was a big part of it.
That's really cool.
I'll show you some pictures too later. So we got some good stuff.
We can also you can give them to Izzy at the end too, and then in the podcast we can show it.
And I've even got like the poster. I got some of the stuff I can email.
And then we can, because she does the production.
Yeah,
we have it
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we have it on YouTube and Spotify. And then what we do is right now not too many people are watching on YouTube and Spotify.
Well, you'll build it.
But we do shorts on Instagram.
That's what people see.
And that's the shorts. We'll get a lot of views.
That's what I wanted to do with mine. I told my guy we don't necessarily have to produce it like she is, but you do reels and say we got a guest coming up next week. Here's the reels. Release the reels first, then drop the episode.
So that's how.
That's cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
Cool. And then, can someone still fish in it? Or
yeah.
Okay.
So the registration closes. You can go online to jsakids.org.
Okay.
And you can register online, which is $250 right now. It's going to be $300 after the 29th of September.
Okay.
So early registration will be $50 cheaper, or you can go to flounderpounderjacks.com.
Okay.
And then it'll link you to the weigh-in. But 75% of the field registers at night at the captain's meeting. I call them weather watchers.
Okay.
But now they're going to have to spend $50 more to be a weather watcher.
Okay.
If you choose to sit back, some people want to, they don't want to, but so basically it's costing you $50 more to be, because you're worried about the weather instead of just being committed. So I'll take your money.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll add to the balance.
All right, thank you, weather watchers.
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I mean.
And the weather watchers, when do they come? When can they come? Up to when?
Thursday night, October 9th.
Okay.
We don't register anybody on Friday. If I had $1 for every excuse I heard on Friday why you didn't register when we had been open for 2 months.
Got it.
I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. I don't even answer my phone on Friday. I'll have like 40 missed calls. Yeah. And about 20 messages. I was like, no, dude, they're out. We have to build the spreadsheet.
Yeah,
we don't take any more else in. So, yeah.
So for someone that's never fished competitively and it was their first tournament, what would you advise them?
don't get caught up in it. There's some good heavy hitters in it. Not just go. But a lot of times I tell people you're fishing for a cause, so enjoy it, And if you catch fish, you catch fish, but don't get caught up. It's not a pro tournament, so there's no stress. Pro tournaments are like everybody has to leave from the same ramp, and so it's like you got to see your competition that morning. You're getting all. I mean, like I said, I fished professionally for years, and then so this is just like go out fun. I always tell people if you have any unsportsmanlike conduct out there, I will kick you out of the tournament. You'll never be able to come back in.
Yeah.
So treat everybody with respect, and just have fun. And then you're fishing for a great cause.
No, that's awesome.
Sometimes it's not always the heavy hitters that win, I mean, sometimes you'll see some of the average guys that just went out and had the best day of their lives, and they're going to walk away.
So when you say heavy hitters, so what does that
Danny.
accompany? Okay.
Well, Danny, when I mean heavy hitters, I mean guys that are just, they don't just fish my tournament. They fish most of the tournaments in Jacksonville, and they have a history of winning.
Okay.
So some people just have that dog instinct, like I'm a good fisherman. Like you could be a good nurse practitioner or whatever you want to do the best at. But Danny is good at what he does.
Yeah.
He just has that fish sense about him. So does this guy that he's partnering up with. It's almost like people might not fish if they know. I don't really want anyone to know that they're fishing together, but they're two really good guys. And I mean, but on the day of the tournament, it's any man's game. Yeah. Or woman's. It's everybody has to still bring them you still got to weigh them in. You still got to catch them. So I don't want anyone to be scared to come in there and register. But last year we had 125 boats. Okay. So we average a little over 100 each year. The most I ever had was 206. But like I said, more boats, more headaches.
Yeah, no, I get that.
The more people on the water. I need more. I need 100 more sponsors.
Yeah, he likes you though, because the other day I was like, when we had to reschedule, he was like, Chip Davis.
No, Danny. Danny's done some work. Yeah. Danny's done some work on my mother-in-law. His carpentry skills. Yeah. She had like an old French door that was just horrible. Yeah. And Danny came in and did it right and just did it with class and just very professional. Yeah. And that's how he is. He's just a good guy.
No, that's good. Yeah, he was funny. And
we love you, Danny Hall.
Yes, we do, Danny Hall. He was saying, I was like, you come on.
Yeah, he was saying, he goes, man, go over there and do that podcast with her, because I'm not doing it,
I
know. What's so funny is like,
he was like, if he can't, I will. And then I'm like,
well,
it's like, I'm too nervous to.
You'd be surprised how when people when I'm interviewing, like I also MC the Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament, so they hire me to be their MC. Yeah. And so when I'm on stage, I'm talking to somebody, you put the microphone in their face, they're like, deer in the headlights. And then if they're speaking, I'm like, they're like trying to talk. We can't hear you. Yeah. And I've even taught my son that. He knows to hold the microphone right here. Okay, yeah. And he like Metallica's his favorite band, so we rock out on the way to school. That's cool. And I go microphone. He goes just like that, because so many times we want to hold it down here. Yeah. When, if you're doing if you have a wireless microphone like I have. Yeah,
I was like that. I'm like, no one really watches it. It'll be fine.
Well, yeah,
one day you might blow up and they might go back. I'm like, they're not going to go back and make fun of you. I promise
the thing about it is, like, I'll listen to this when I'm riding around town picking up checks. That's why I was a big proponent of Spotify. Yeah. Now, if I'm doing a YouTube channel and you're surfing or something,
we have Spotify too.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. But if to do a recording for a podcast, it's good. I like it, right? Yeah. But if I'm doing, like, if you're doing a fishing show or a surfing video and something like, then you really need it. But when it comes to like drive around, so I like to just listen to different people's podcasts. Like I've been on 3 or 4 of them, so I'll just put them back in and I'm making my own self laugh.
Who do you like listening to?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about some of the ones I did.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll just listen to, I mean, I don't listen to the radio, but I am going to be on the radio this weekend on 1010XL from 8 to 10 a.m.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah, with Jeff Lagerman and Kevin Faber and those guys. So I'll be on that, but. I mean, there's podcasts, but then, like I said, I've done about 4 or 5 of them, so I'll just listen to them when I'm driving, because I'm making myself laugh. I'm like, did I just say that? And, of course, we had our 4 that I did with mine. Yeah. So I'm just riding around listening to it. So that's when I feel like most people will listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. But, of course, I'm going to go back and watch this one, too. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, it is cool to sit there and watch yourself.
So what is your 5-year goal with this?
Ooh, to get to 2 million.
Nice.
Yeah, so if I average 100,000, so I'm going to tell people, when I tell people right now, like, you should see the doctors at work. Of course, now I'm older than most of them and all that. I've been there for 35 years. Yeah. But when I tell them I've raised...
Where are you?
St. Vincent's Riverside.
Okay.
So when I tell them
I did my clinicals there.
Okay.
The cardiologist, Oza and all that.
Oh, Oza, I love them all.
Yeah,
Dr. Pilcher. Pilcher's one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Pilcher and all of them. And so when I tell them... And Garris and all of them.
Yeah, Garris, yeah, I know them.
Well, when I tell them I've raised $1.5 million, and they go, what? In a fishing tournament? I said... And to take this and just think about this real quick. So the largest donor I've ever had is $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I've raised $1,475,000 on $1,000 donors. A 2,000. You know what I mean? That's all. Just let that sink in.
What's the highest donor you said you were?
25,000 is the biggest, one, the largest one I've ever gotten in 16 years. Well, I mean, but it's not. You know, some people get 50 grand here.
No, I agree. No, I'm
so
agreeing with you.
yeah, right.
It's not that much. I'm on the same page as you.
Right, exactly. So to think of that, I've raised that, $1,475,000 with, sometimes it's not the biggest donor for that year was 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work, man. I mean, that's a lot of history. I tell people you can't really talk about history till you create a history. I've created some history now.
Yeah.
I've created a legacy. Like you said, people know about it.
Yeah.
Am I ever going to turn it over? I will not let anybody else do my turn it. When I step away, all they're going to do is talk about it because they won't be able to duplicate it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be the guy that's going to walk away and let somebody ruin it. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes, like some of these quarterbacks of these NFL teams, they go to different teams, like, just let it go, man. You should have retired when you went out on top.
Right?
Don't go out a loser. I mean, but some of them don't want to let it go. When I go out on my tournament, I'm going out on my terms and on my field, and I'm going to walk away. And they're like, that Flounder Pounder was one of the best tournaments in Jacksonville. And I'm not going to say it's anytime soon, but it's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
I actually do another tournament too.
Oh, what's the other tournament you do?
It's a triple challenge. So it's a redfish.
Like the Triple Crown. I grew up racing horses.
Right.
My family business was racing horses.
So this one, so the triple challenge I do May 2nd, which is for another great cause.
Oh, right around the Triple Crown.
Right around.
Exactly.
I love the Kentucky Derby and all that.
We love racing.
So you have to have all three in order to weigh in. So you have to have the speckled trout, the red bass, and the flounder.
Very cool. And where's that?
It's at PBO.
Oh,
so I raised $38,000. I did one last year, and I raised money for Ed Malin's Two Tip Mice Foundation.
What's that?
It's the one that helps ladies that are going through breast cancer treatment.
Okay,
they'll take them into the foundation to help pay their car payment. Because when cancer hits, the bills don't stop coming.
I know.
Right?
I have a girlfriend that's daughter is experiencing crazy, 32.
So basically he'll pay their mortgage payment if he can. So I donated $38,000. Well, after net and expenses, he walked away at about $25,000 into his.
That's nice. That's a cool tournament too.
Yeah, so that one will be made.
And that's called the Triple Challenge.
The Triple Challenge.
Triple Challenge.
So this is the Jacksonville Flounder Pounder, and that one's the Jacksonville Triple Challenge.
Okay, very cool.
And so this next year will be my second annual.
Okay.
And it's May 2nd.
Very cool.
Maybe we'll come on before that one.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, that one to me is a lot. I mean, I love the flounder and all that, but this one is more, you have to get all three.
Yes.
So you cannot come up and weigh in if you have two, don't beat three. You have to have all three. So it's very challenging. So my top 10 for that tournament was all tight.
Oh yeah. So for that one, how many boats and how many actually get all three percentage-wise?
Well, we had 98 boats and 25 people weighed in slams.
Yeah, so that's only about 25%.
Yeah, and because it's a challenge. They call it the triple challenge for a reason. Like I had a couple guys that had a really nice flounder and a nice redfish, but they try to sneak this little because the trout has to be 15-inch minimum. Mm-hmm. And then two of them were like, I said, what is this, man? Come on, man, you're out. You got to go. But they were hoping that because they had decent trout, decent flounder. Yeah. But you're not going to get it by me. And why would you even try it? I'm like, come on, guys. But we had a young team of guys that won it. They won $10,000.
Okay, that's really cool.
And they were super excited. And for my first year for 98 boats, I thought it was pretty cool.
No, that's awesome. So to recap, how many people can be on a boat on the Flounder Pounder?
Six per boat.
6 per boat, and then with the triple challenge.
The triple challenge, I think it's the same, but usually it was it was mostly 2, but I think it's up to 4 in the triple.
So for up to 6, do most boats have 6 people?
No, it's just up to 6 people. Most of the times it'll be 2 people.
I really want to crash Danny's
You should.
boat.
Well, but so what I'm saying, so you can have 2 people, and then you can have a lady angler. You like to fish?
Yes, I fish.
Well,
I'm not competitively. I took my dad on his birthday.
But you're going out with 2 ringers.
Exactly. That's right.
You might end up winning the women's division.
Oh, that's right.
Because you're going to be fishing by yourself, but Danny's going to tell you where to throw it and help you. And I
think texting Danny right now.
Yeah, so say I hear you got some room for a lady angler.
I'm gonna text him right now.
I think it'd be. I think it would be. And then maybe you could come down and do a little remote thing with your podcast right down there.
Can I
get some remote stuff?
Your
boat for the ladies angler.
Yeah.
As a lady angler.
For the angler.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. I think that'd be something. So anyhow. But they have plenty of room because get this, they're fishing out of my buddy's fishing they're going to fish out of a 21-foot brand new flats boat.
I want to split the 10,000 pot with Danny.
Well, sometimes what about the trophy? The trophy is what people want. That trophy, you didn't see the trophy, did you?
He can have the trophy and I'll take the money.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's all the people want. They're like, sometimes I've had people donate the winnings right back to the cause. They're like, here's your money back. We want that trophy.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say.
And I'm texting him. I'm not joking.
Tell him, Chip said, put me on the boat.
All right.
That's great stuff. Yeah, so like I said, are we getting close? How much time we got left?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, let's do this. Let's recap. No, let me recap it here.
Okay,
I'll take it
let's
home
wrap.
for you.
Okay.
I'll take it home for you.
And then at the end, you got to tell me a quote that motivates you, because I always ask everyone. So you can tell me that first, then you can bring it home.
Okay, well, I'll bring it. So we'll bring it around real quick. So if you want to register,
Okay.
you can go to flounderpounderjacks.com or jsakids.org. That'll give you, and Flounder Pounder Jacks has all our rules and everything. It's super simple. It's not a hard thing. If you're not fishing, you can come on down because it's a festival. We'll have all the merchandise will be available. We have raffles, have a lot of really great raffle items. We'll do the raffles on Sunday. You don't have to be present to win, so you can buy tickets. And then, like I said, I have it set up with there'll be vendor tents out there. And of course, PBO's already got the best drinks, best food, best atmosphere. I mean, you got the intercoastal waterway right there.
Yeah, it's the best. It's like heaven out
And
there.
the one thing that motivates me.
A quote. If there's a quote that they... It doesn't have to be motivational.
No, but
it
you know
can just be kind. I mean, whatever the quote. But
well, I mean, I always like to,
Yeah.
always, my motto is always treat people like you want to be treated. You know what I mean? And now that I have an autistic child that's special needs, God forbid, people treat special needs with kindness. You know what I mean? And I've always been that kind of person. That's what I mean. I've always, you'll never see, most people when you see me not smiling, there's something wrong.
That's
Because
how I am.
that's what I mean. Because I feel like life's too short to be going through moping around and meeting. Craig and I worked together for years.
I know he spoke really
Craig,
highly of you
Craig's
too.
a great guy. Craig, and he advanced on to being a nurse, great ICU nurse. So when
he
Craig,
worked with me.
right? Yeah. And so when Craig asked me to do it, I didn't mean to put you off. I've been hustling. So today's kind of turned out perfect because I'm actually leaving here. And I'm going to PBO to get a $5,000 sponsorship check.
Nice. Congratulations.
So we'll go drink a cold beer and. Talk about this. I can't wait to see it.
Awesome. Yeah. So
it's really been nice.
No, it's super nice.
Yeah,
I'm really happy you're here.
I'd like to come back sometime.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I'll come out that way that weekend either way.
Hopefully you're on Danny's boat. But if you don't, like I said, and even if you decide if you don't fish and you want to if you want to bring out the camera and do like some remote stuff for your podcast, you're like, hey, we got Chip over here. Let's talk to you real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping you're on the boat.
I'm hoping on the boat too.
Well, I'll be on Danny's rear end about it too.
Yeah, we gotta.
We'll get him. I love it. You heard it first, Danny.
Yes.
Don't let this woman down.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
That was fun.